Welcome back to Desk Careers, everybody. I'm so excited to have another amazing guest with us here on our Desk Careers Digital Spotlight series. Today we speak to Dr. Panos Azmanis, who is a European recognized specialist in zoological medicine.
Thank you very much for inviting me, and thank you very much for the interest to hear about my topic and my specialty. And I hope that I can help your viewers. I'm feeling great. Thank you very much.
That's excellent. There's so much we want to be asking you today and so many questions. So I feel like a student in a class with this really amazing topic called your career. Let's talk about what a zoological doctor does. What does that mean, being a European recognized specialist in zoology?
Shortly, to make it, let's say, clear for your viewers, zoological medicine is a specialty of veterinary medicine. So my main profession is veterinarian, and then specializing in zoological medicine. What does it mean? Zoological medicine is all the species of animals that they are not the domesticated, like the dog, the cats, the horses. So we are dealing mostly with exotic pets, which is like rabbits, but up to an elephant. So we deal with all animals that they are kept in zoos, or they are in wildlife parks, or in exotic pets in our house. And what does it mean to be recognized specialist on that field is a very hard job, let's say, to get there. And there are only few specialists in Europe, and then some others in the United States. And that means that you have the highest level that you can offer as veterinarian to these animals, to these specific animals. And in the same aspect, there are veterinarians specialized in cardiology or in surgery. And of course, we have close cooperation. What makes again, another extra advantage that somebody should have is not just love the wild animals, but exactly having a zoological background. That means in order to be able for us as vets, as doctors, to treat these animals, we should take really good consideration of their husbandry, of their biology, of their anatomy, and of course the natural ones. So in short words, let's say their ecological role, and as well as their zoology in general. And we deal also with species that they are endangered, that they are very rare. And in that aspect, we should know or extend our knowledge to their biology of these species. Not only to treat them, but also to serve a purpose, so that, for example, if we want to rehabilitate an animal and release it back to the wild, or we need to bring an animal species back from the brink of extinction, let's say, and repopulate the wildlife area, then all these aspects should be taken care, and that is biology and zoology. So a veterinary doctor should know not only just for the dogs and the cats, but also extra facts of these animals.
How did you know this was what you wanted to be doing in your career?
For me, as I say to my students also, and to people that ask me, it was a very easy decision. It was kind of destiny. And I always used to be fond of animals, of all kinds of animals. And even when in a very early age, I used to see all the documentary films and be attracted on the life of the wild animals, birds especially, but also all the wildlife. And on the other part, my father is a pediatrician. So for me, it was one part the love of medicine, and the other part love of wild animals. So then, being a veterinarian for zoological medicine, or for wild animals, or for non-domesticated animals, as we say, it was kind of destiny and an easy choice to follow.
So take us through where you started studying and where you've worked and how it brings you to the UAE.
Yeah, I started, first of all, studying veterinary medicine in Greece, in Thessaloniki, in the oldest veterinary faculty of the country of Greece. And after that, I during all this time, I was heavily already involved keeping animals myself, exotic animals myself, and domesticated and non-domesticated animals myself. And then around the end of my, let's say, studies, I had to face a decision. So either I would go to specialize in zoological medicine or to small animal surgery. That are the two big professional loves that I have. And then, unfortunately, in Greece, we don't have, or we didn't used to have zoos or exotic pets as it is abroad. So for me, the decision was a little bit hard because that would be a life decision to not to stay in Greece if I choose to go forward with zoological medicine. Whilst with surgery, small animal surgery, it is more flexible and you can find a job almost everywhere. After I took this decision on the end year, then I stayed and specialized in Greece in the small animal surgical department. But at the same time, I was also in exotic and wild animal unit. So I try kind parallel, let's say, evolved both of the fields that I loved. And then I decided to take a PhD in the clinics for zoo, wildlife, and exotic pets in Switzerland, in Zurich. And after that, I worked as a private professional back in Greece, again with exotic pets. And finally, I got a specialty position in Germany, where I was specialized in birds and reptiles. After that, I was working for a little bit in the private sector in Germany, again specialized on birds and reptiles and other exotic pets. I was the head of the department, the biggest German clinic for the exotic pet department. And then I got the proposal to come to the UAE to work to the royal family as a specialized falcon veterinarian, and of course taking care of their personal animal collection, which is consisting not only from falcons but from other avian species, as well as other mammalian species like cheetahs and antelopes, gazelles, some few reptiles. And through the course that I'm here in the UAE, also I've been cooperating with the Dubai Turtle Rehabilitation Project. So voluntarily, we offer our services as in the marine turtles.
Amazing. What a journey. What would you say has been your biggest learning that you want young people to also learn and understand from today's interview?
Oh, tough question. A really tough question. I would suggest to search themselves, and really look what they really want to do as a profession. It's not the money, it's not the social status, it's what they love to do. So if they choose a path, they should choose a path that they love, and then life, hopefully, they will bring them and they will reward them as it happened to me. I can only see it positively. And the second thing is a lot of work, discipline work, and at some point also taking some right decisions. But at some point there's not a right or wrong decision, it's just a decision. And hopefully it would get you through. That's why it's important to be happy with what you're doing. If you're not happy with what you're doing, then most probably you will abandon it, or you're going to find always something that is more interesting, and then you will be more deviated to your aims, to your professional goals.
I know that you said, or you mentioned, your PhD was one of your career journey highlights. Why was that?
Because it was my first time that I was abroad, away from my family. So then, apart from, I had to work in completely different environment than the Greek one. Central European environment, it gives you much more chances, but for that you need to be much more disciplined and play, let's say, and adopt all the rules, which is both professional and social. So for me, it was the first hard experience that I had to prove myself towards my choices, both for my family, both for myself, and also to test a little bit my passion, because that was the first step in my career. You know, afterwards the Greek, let's say, environment. If I would have stayed in Greece, most probably I would have done everything that Greece has to offer me. But then playing more in a European and then later in an international level, that demands much more work and much more flexibility, and of course much more credibility in the scientific level in order to be recognized and to be accepted as an equal colleague. And I chose to serve an area or a specialty which is in Greece was almost in an embryonic level, let's say, in a very, very early stages. So I had to cover up a big distance from my colleagues, let's say scientific knowledge distance, that for my colleagues that they were already in Central Europe, and even bigger distance from these that they were in the United States. So for me, it was a lot of hard work, and also to manage myself being alone abroad. So that means that I have the full responsibility of myself and be aware of all the traps or the paths that I could take, smell possible chances that would bring me higher, play with the rules. So that was a bit challenging. That's why for me it was very important. Apart from learning, it was a huge learning chance for me, huge learning chance. And as I said, that was the key to open my further career in European and an international level.
How is your career today thriving in a way that the younger Dr. Panos would never have imagined?
Good question. So at the moment, let's say the position that I have is already beyond my dreams, because I never, as young Dr. Panos, I never thought that I would reach in the position that I'm here, or in the country that I'm here. So I was thinking, all right, I'm going to go do my specialization or my CAPD education, and then I'll stay in Greece and come back to Greece and open my practice, trying to work out my way out with exotic pets, wildlife, and I mean zoos. Or I will be somewhere in Europe, maybe working in a zoo. That was where my imagination would have reached, or maybe in a university. But being here and working at this falcon hospital, which is the first falcon hospital established in the world back in 1983, is already a dream, and being a part of the staff. So, and you know, consulting the royal family on different veterinary issues is an honor. It is a very high level, let's say, environment. And of course, there is always room for advancement and of modernization. But I'm already living my dream like 5 years.
That's exactly the dream of a young person, is to be able to look back as you are and say, I've overachieved what I ever thought I could possibly achieve, and still thriving. That's just so interesting. Dr. Azmanis, last words, last thoughts to a young person watching this that want to go into zoology and want to study. What would your last incredible thoughts be for them to stay the course of this career?
These are very difficult, either as zoologists, let's say biologists, or as a veterinarian specializing in zoological medicine. You need to be have really hard stomach, let's say, be ready to be flexible, grab every opportunity, have some strategical thinking, and know what you like. But you need to be persistent. So, and love what you do. If you love what you do, at some point, at somewhere, with some magical way, it will be rewarded, and will be at the bottom line, you will be happy just offering what you're destined to offer to the animals, because we are talking about zoology. So even if you're a biologist or a vet, you're doing that because you are attracted to the animals and you want to help the animals. So if you're offering part of yourself to that, you're already gained a part of happiness and professional success. The fact that I was able to be the first Greek citizen, let's say, or Greek vet to be European recognized, let's say, and specialized in the European level, or to be internationally, let's say, recognizable, or even to be, as a consultant of the royal family, these are extras for me. These are extra happiness or professional goals, achievements. But the major is that I can offer what I really think the best to the animals that I treat. This is the reason why I became a veterinarian. This is the reason why I became a zoological veterinarian, let's say. The same. So if you offer part of what you're originally inspired you already have succeeded. All the rest, of course, they are good to have, but they add to your professional goals. But this is, again, a little bit more ambition. It doesn't always bring you close to happiness. Maybe you can have 10 titles, but you're not happy because, I don't know, because you chose a wrong career path. So that doesn't say, the titles, it doesn't say anything. It's what you're really inspiring. And if you're able, and the conditions of our tough world, because right now the tough world is economical tough, socially tough, and more challenging, let's say. So if you're able to practice what you love, you already are a success story for me.
Amazing. Thank you so much. That's just so needed to hear. The youth, it's not just about learning a subject, it's about really understanding if it's something that you enjoy at a deep level. And if you're able to do what you enjoy doing and thrive at it, then you're already thriving at life, I would imagine you saying right now.
And you can withstand all the professional challenges, because again, if you choose, let's say, okay, I want to become a biologist or zoologist or veterinarian, and you don't love it that much, so to withstand all the challenges, which might be financial challenges that you need to survive, or maybe is social, you need to spend a lot of hours around the animals. If you're not ready to devote yourself on that, and to make the rest of you, or the rest of people that they surround you, why are you doing that? You're really loving it, that is your passion. You will never be withstanding. You will always choose another path which might be easier. And it shouldn't be a tough path. It should be something that is enjoyable. But most of the career paths are quite tough these days. So better choose a tough one that you at least love, and so that you can have a chance of delivering and loving it and doing it. So, and again, for me, it is a very easy choice, because that was from an early age. I do understand there are a lot of people that they don't know exactly what they want to do, and they need to be exposed in different areas, in different sections, until they find. In that case, to such individuals, I would suggest, okay, figure out what you more or less want, go spend time to get to know to whatever you think that you like, get people inform you that they have the experience and they are on the other side, let's say, of the road, that have already gone through a lot of stuff, to tell you what are the best and experience about this section or this profession, and then choose and then devote. That would be the best choice. Don't start a career path that you're not sure of it, and better to spend some time choosing what you, or finding out what is really, and if you're capable of doing that. This is a second thing. A lot of people through my career, they want to become veterinarians. They are very easily attracted by having a puppy or having let's say, a monkey in their hands. But when it comes to the tough times, that you need to really see an animal suffering and being sick, and then to take clear decisions, it's not very easy. So not all professions match to everybody. So that's why it's not only what we want to do, is what we can also do. And if we can back it up with knowledge, or with perseverance, and with emotional, let's say, background on that.
Thank you. That's amazing.
Sorry, I'm talking too much.
No, it was just so truthful and so needed to hear. And I think the youth sometimes are not aware of the realities of work. And just like you said, the idea of being a veterinarian or being a zoologist and the reality of doing those jobs through the challenge and change and through the realities of seeing animals in pain and having to make a decision is key to understanding the job and not just what we hope it'll be. And that brings us to the end of another amazing interview. Thank you so much. That was Dr. Panos Azmanis, who is a European recognized specialist in zoological medicine. Thank you everybody for watching, and I'll see you all.
Thank you very much, Ms. Vitoratos.
We'll see you all at the next Desk Careers
Thank you very much.
Spotlight. Thank you.